All right, so we're going to go ahead and practice a little bit about using the pnorm function in R. And again, the function is pnorm. Um, and what it does is basically it gets the cumulative distribution function of the normal distribution. So if you want to know more about the pnorm function, you can always type help in R, help pnorm, and basically you can see that this comes from a family of function that contains other examples, other uses such as the quantiles. You can even generate normally distributed variables. But we're going to focus on this one here, pnorm. And pnorm actually stands is obtains basically the cumulative distribution function in R, a function of the normal distribution. So you can see here in this notes that it needs the mean of that normal distribution and the standard deviation. There are other parameters which we'll see later what this lower tail means. But for instance, for the question that we were looking at a few minutes ago, when we talked about the example of student height, we said that the mean was equal to 66 inches. So mean is equal to 66 inches. And standard deviation we said was 3 inches. And we wanted to know the probability that x was greater than 70. We kind of had a guess that that was going to be less than 50%, but we want to get it actually the correct and accurate number in R, so we are going to use the pnorm function. Now, as I said, the pnorm function actually gives you the cumulative distribution function, which means the probability that we have a point, the proportion of observations that are less than or equal to 70. So if we do this pnorm, and we want to put the number, the next thing that we need is q, which is 70. That is a number we are interested in. The mean is going to be 66, and the standard deviation is going to be 3. That value is 90%, which means that for that, the proportion of observations in this distribution, normal distribution, less than 70 is just 90%. So 90% of the observations are less than 70. That's not what we want. We want the probability that x is greater than that, or in other words, the proportion of observations greater than 70. So there are two ways to do this. You can do 1 minus this, and that would be the correct answer, which is 9.1%. Or you can use actually the lower tail. Instead of being from 70 below, you can use that lower tail equal to false, and that will give you the right result. So we can use something like this and add that other parameter, lower tail is equal to, and false. And that gives you the correct answer.